The galactic tapestry, once a vibrant, living canvas of swirling nebulae and glittering star cities, was being unstitched thread by agonizing thread. Not with the fiery wrath of supernovas, but with a creeping, absolute silence that swallowed light, warmth, and hope. They were known only as the Umbra Weavers, and their arrival was heralded by the slow, horrifying extinction of distant suns. One moment, a sapphire nebula pulsed with cosmic vitality. The next, it was a gaping, abyssal maw, a perfect, chilling void where existence had once been. Their vessels, if such constructs of pure shadow could be called ships, were not forged of metal or light, but woven from the very fabric of absence, absorbing all illumination, all sound, all life. They left behind not wreckage, but nothing. A perfect, terrifying vacuum, a cosmic scar that widened with each passing cycle. In the hallowed, obsidian-walled chamber of the Grand Conclave, Prime Elder Thuron, his ancient, crystalline form usually radiating a serene, inner luminescence, now pulsed with a frantic, internal strobe. His voice, a dry, grating whisper, echoed with unnatural resonance. Another one, the Lyra system, 4 inhabited worlds teeming with billions, gone. Our deep space senses detect only an absolute void. They are not conquering, they are erasing. A wave of visceral panic, a cold dread far more potent than any weapon, rippled through the assembled delegates. For millennia, the myriad species of the United Galaxy had known an era of unparalleled peace, boundless prosperity, and predictable, manageable threats. The Umbra Weavers were neither predictable nor comprehensible. They were an existential horror, a cosmic black hole that devoured not just matter, but meaning, memory, and the very concept of being. Our fleets are useless, Commander Zephyr of the Lumina Collective lamented, his bioluminescent tendrils, usually a kaleidoscope of vibrant hues, now dimmed to a sickly, pulsating gray. His ethereal form seemed to sag, a shadow of its former brilliance. Their ships are invisible to our targeting systems, impervious to our energy weapons. It's like trying to fight a nightmare made manifest, a living shadow that drinks the light from our very souls. But not all were consumed by despair. On the shimmering, crystalline bridge of the Stardust Serpent, Captain Lyra Vespa, her dark, intelligent eyes burning with an almost feral intensity, stared at the same chilling hollow display. Lyra was a legend among the human fleets, a brilliant tactician known for her audacious, often suicidal, gambits and her unwavering, almost fierce, loyalty to her crew. Her short, raven hair framed a face that was both strikingly beautiful in its sharp angles and etched with the subtle, intricate lines of countless battles fought and won. She moved with a predator's silent grace, every motion economical, purposeful, a coiled spring of controlled power. "They're not just destroying, they're unmaking," Lyra murmured, her voice a low, melodic hum that carried surprising authority, a counterpoint to the rising panic. Their vessels absorb all electromagnetic radiation. That's why our senses are blind. They are literally shadows given form, living voids. Her first officer, Commander Kale, a broad-shouldered man with a perpetually optimistic grin that rarely left his face, even in the direst circumstances, and eyes that crinkled at the corners with an infectious warmth, clapped her gently on the shoulder. "So what's the plan, Captain? How do you fight a shadow that devours light?" Lyra turned, a dangerous, almost hungry glint in her eyes. "You don't fight a shadow, Kale. You bring light, a lot of it. And then you hit them with everything you have left." The Stardust Serpent, Lyra's flagship, was a sleek, predatory vessel, its obsidian hull a silent promise of speed and precision. Around it, the rest of her small, elite squadron, the Solar Flares, formed a tight, defiant formation, their engines burning with a fierce, cerulean glow. They were the galaxy's last desperate gamble, a thin, fragile line against an unstoppable tide of cosmic oblivion. Their mission? To engage the Umbra Weavers at the very edge of the Andromeda Nebula, a cosmic canvas of swirling gas and nascent stars, and buy the Council time. Time for what? No one knew. Time was a luxury the galaxy no longer possessed. The nebula itself was breathtaking, a riot of iridescent blues, purples, and greens, punctuated by the fiery, tumultuous birth of new suns. It was a place of impossible ethereal beauty, now tainted by the encroaching, absolute darkness. Suddenly, the stars began to extinguish, not one by one, but in vast, terrifying swathes, like a cosmic hand extinguishing candles. The Umbra Weavers were here. Captain, multiple energy absorption signatures. Kale's voice was tight, the usual warmth in his eyes replaced by a grim resolve. They're appearing directly ahead, hundreds of them. Their presence is suffocating our senses. On the main view screen, the nebula itself seemed to tear open, revealing vast, abyssal shapes that drank the light from the very stars, leaving behind only deeper, more profound darkness. They were immense, silent, and utterly terrifying, like fragments of the void given malevolent consciousness. Lyra's face hardened, her jaw set. All ships, full power to forward shields. Prepare for concentrated light pulse volley. Kale, target the largest anomaly. Let's see if they can swallow a sun without indigestion. The Stardust Serpent and its sister ships unleashed a blinding torrent of concentrated light. A desperate, brilliant assault against the encroaching darkness. It was a beautiful, terrifying spectacle. Pure photonic energy, focused and amplified, lashing out like cosmic lightning. For a fleeting moment, the Umbra Weavers recoiled, their shadowy forms rippling as if in excruciating pain, their abyssal surfaces momentarily revealing glimpses of something ancient and grotesque beneath. But it was only a moment. The light was absorbed, the shadows deepened, and they surged forward faster, more menacing, more impossibly dark than before. "Shields at 40% and failing," cried Lieutenant Anya, Lyra's young, brilliant helmsman, her face pale, her usually vibrant green eyes wide with a mixture of fear and awe. "They're draining our energy, we can't hold them. The Staff Dancer is gone, just gone." Lyra watched as one of her sister ships, the Staff Dancer, shimmered, its vibrant hull lights dimming, then winking out entirely, leaving only a perfect, ship-shaped void in its wake. Anya evasive maneuvers. Jax get a targeting lock on their core absorption field. If they're absorbing light, there has to be a saturation point, a breaking point. "No good, Captain," Kale roared, sweat beading on his brow, his usual grin replaced by a snarl of frustration. "They're too fast, they're too many, we're being overwhelmed. They're like ghosts in the machine." Lyra saw it then. A massive Umbra Weaver, larger than any other, a leviathan of pure shadow, was bearing down on the Stardust Serpent, its shadowy maw opening to consume them. There was no escape, not for the Stardust Serpent, but perhaps. "Kale," Lyra said, her voice calm, almost serene, a stark contrast to the chaos erupting around them. "You're a good man, the best. I need you to get the escape pods launched. All of them. Get everyone out, you have to live." "Captain, no." Kale's eyes widened in horror, his voice cracking with raw emotion. "We're not leaving you. We fight together." "This is an order, Commander." Lyra's voice, though strained, cracked with an authority that brooked no argument. "The Stardust Serpent is going to buy them time. A final light show. Kale, you have to get the data back to the Council. They need to know how to fight these things. You're the only one who can do it. You carry our hope." Kale hesitated, his face a mask of pure agony. his broad shoulders slumping under the weight of the impossible command. He knew, he understood. He was a soldier, and he loved his captain more than life itself. "Aye, Captain," he choked out, his voice thick with unshed tears, a single tear tracing a path through the grime on his cheek. "See you on the other side. May the stars guide your way." He turned, barking orders, his broad back a shield for the fleeing crew, pushing them towards the escape pods. Lyra watched him go, a single tear tracing a path down her own cheek, reflecting the flashing red emergency lights. She then turned her attention to the main controls. "Anya, get off this bridge. That's an order. Go with Kale." Anya, tears streaming down her face, shook her head, her chin trembling. "No, Captain, I'm staying with you to the end. My place is here." Lyra looked at the young woman, her heart aching with a profound, bittersweet love. Anya was so bright, so full of life, so fiercely loyal. "Thank you, Anya," she said softly, a small, sad smile gracing her lips, a silent promise of an eternal bond. "It's been an honor, the greatest honor." Lyra slammed her hand onto the self-destruct console, overriding all safety protocols. The Stardust Serpent shuddered, its internal lights flaring a brilliant, defiant, almost blinding red. "Full power to all reactors. Overload, maximum energy output, let them see us burn." The Umbra Weaver was almost upon them, a mountain of pure darkness, its shadowy maw opening to consume them whole. Lyra and Anya stood side by side, their hands on the controls, their eyes fixed on the approaching horror, their faces illuminated by the escalating glow of the overloaded reactors. "For the galaxy," Lyra whispered, a fierce, almost ecstatic joy in her voice, a final, defiant challenge. "For humanity," Anya echoed, her young face resolute, her voice clear and strong, a testament to her unwavering courage. With a blinding, silent flash, the Stardust Serpent detonated, not in a conventional explosion, but in a cataclysmic burst of pure, unadulterated, raw light. It was a nova in miniature, a defiant roar against the encroaching void, a cosmic flare that momentarily banished the darkness. The light was so intense, so pure, so utterly overwhelming, that for a fleeting moment it pushed back the shadows, revealing the true, monstrous, chitinous forms of the Umbra Weavers, their gaping maws and grotesque appendages briefly illuminated, their ancient, alien horror laid bare before the darkness, wounded but not broken, rushed back in. Kale, watching from his escape pod, shielded his eyes, a guttural scream tearing from his throat, a sound of pure anguish and loss. The Stardust Serpent was gone, a brilliant, beautiful, agonizing sacrifice. But the light had shown him something, a flicker of vulnerability in the Umbra Weaver's forms, a momentary hesitation, a subtle disruption. Lyra had bought them time and given them hope, a fragile, burning ember in the encroaching night. Weeks later, Kale stood before the Galactic Council, his face gaunt, etched with lines of profound grief, his eyes haunted by the memory of the light. He recounted Lyra's sacrifice, the Stardust Serpent's final, defiant blaze. He showed them the data, the fleeting glimpse of the Umbra Weaver's true forms, their momentary vulnerability to extreme light saturation. The council chamber, usually a cacophony of political maneuvering, was hushed, captivated by his raw, emotional testimony. "So they are not invincible," Prime Elder Thuron mused, his crystalline form pulsing with a renewed, albeit somber, hope. "They can be harmed, but at what cost? We have lost our finest ships, our bravest commanders, our brightest stars. We need a new strategy," Ambassador Zephyr urged, his tendrils now pulsing with a faint, determined glow. "One that can exploit this weakness without sacrificing entire fleets. We need a weapon of pure light, a concentrated sun. The council turned to the krill, a technologically advanced species known for their stoic demeanor, their shimmering, iridescent skin, and their mastery of energy manipulation. Commander Xylos, the krill representative, a tall, elegant being whose eyes seemed to hold the cold vacuum of space, stepped forward. His voice, a low, resonant hum, filled the chamber. "The Krill Collective understands the gravity of the situation," Xylos stated, his form radiating an aura of calm competence. "We possess the theoretical knowledge to construct a solar lance, a weapon capable of generating a concentrated, sustained beam of pure photonic energy, amplified beyond anything seen before. It would be devastating to the Umbra Weavers, but the resources required are immense, and the energy output, it would destabilize a star, a cosmic undertaking. We will provide whatever is necessary." Grand Admiral Valerius boomed, his ancient, scaled form trembling with newfound resolve. "No cost is too great to save the galaxy. We will strip our worlds bare if we must." Xylos nodded slowly, a subtle, almost imperceptible flicker in his cold, reflective eyes. "Very well. The Krill will undertake this endeavor. We will require a secure, isolated system for construction, away from any prying eyes, and we will need human assistance. Your species, Commander Kale, has shown a unique aptitude for unconventional problem-solving, for pushing the boundaries of the impossible. Your engineers, your scientists, they will be invaluable." Kale, still reeling from Lyra's loss, felt a flicker of hope, a desperate spark in the darkness. This was it, their chance for vengeance. He assembled a team of humanity's brightest and most innovative minds, including Anya, Lyra's former helmsman, whose grief had solidified into a fierce, quiet determination, an unyielding resolve. They traveled to the secluded Krill system, a place of stark, beautiful ice moons, swirling auroras that painted the sky in impossible colors, and colossal, silent asteroid fields, where the construction of the solar lance began. Months bled into cycles. The Krill, under Xylos's meticulous, unwavering command, worked tirelessly, their advanced technology seamlessly integrating with human ingenuity. Anya, her engineering skills blossoming under the immense pressure, became indispensable, her sharp mind finding elegant solutions to complex energy conduits and photonic amplification, pushing the very limits of known physics. Kale, haunted by Lyra's sacrifice, pushed himself relentlessly, overseeing every detail, ensuring every component was perfect, a silent sentinel of their shared grief and purpose. Xylos was a demanding, yet seemingly fair partner. He admired human resilience, their boundless creativity, their unwavering spirit. He spoke eloquently of a new era of cooperation, of a galaxy united against the common foe, of a future forged in shared triumph. Kale found himself trusting the Krill commander, a fragile bond forged in the crucible of shared purpose and desperate hope. But as the solar lance neared completion, subtle anomalies began to emerge. Energy readings from the Krill's main reactor spiked unexpectedly, far beyond what was required for the lance. Certain schematics were subtly altered, seemingly for efficiency, but with underlying implications that Anya, with her keen eye for detail and an almost intuitive grasp of energy flows, found deeply unsettling. She brought her concerns to Kale, her voice barely a whisper against the hum of the colossal machinery. "Commander," Anya whispered, her voice low, strained, as they stood in a deserted, cavernous corridor of the Krill construction facility, the hum of unseen power vibrating through the floor. "Something's not right. The power fluctuations in the main reactor, they don't match the solar lance's energy requirements. It's like they're siphoning off excess power for something else. Something massive. Something hidden. Kale frowned, a knot forming in his gut. Siphoning for what? Xylos has been nothing but cooperative. He's our ally. And these schematics for the Lance's targeting system. Anya continued, pulling up a holographic projection that shimmered with complex energy patterns. They've subtly altered the frequency modulator. It would still target the Umbra Weavers, yes, but it would also generate a secondary, low-frequency pulse. A pulse that would be harmless to the Umbra Weavers, but devastating to organic life forms. To us, Kale felt a cold dread creep into his heart, a chilling premonition that turned his blood to ice. Devastating how, Anya? Not immediately lethal, Anya said, her voice barely audible, filled with a terrible certainty. But it would disrupt neural pathways, induce a permanent, irreversible coma, effectively incapacitate entire populations without killing them, leaving them ripe for the taking. Kale stared at her, the implications chilling him to the bone, a betrayal so profound it threatened to shatter his very soul. Xylos he couldn't, but the evidence, cold and irrefutable, was there. He thought of Lyra, of her unwavering loyalty, her belief in humanity's best. He thought of Anya, so young, so brave, who had seen the terrible truth. "We have to stop him," Kale said, his voice raw with a sudden, burning fury and an overwhelming despair. "We have to expose him, before it's too late." The Krill system, once a beacon of desperate hope, now felt like a gilded, glittering cage. Kale and Anya worked in frantic, desperate secrecy, gathering irrefutable evidence of Xylos's treachery. They found hidden energy conduits, vast, unseen channels siphoning power to a massive, cloaked vessel under construction in a remote, asteroid-filled sector, a monstrous shadow lurking in the cosmic debris. They decrypted Krill communication logs revealing Xylos's true, horrifying intentions: to use the solar lance to incapacitate the galaxy's organic species, leaving them vulnerable to Krill domination, while the Umbra Weavers, unknowingly, cleared the path by consuming the unworthy worlds. The betrayal was deeper, more chilling than they had imagined. Xylos had been playing a long game, a cosmic chess match, using the galactic crisis as a convenient stepping stone to his own insidious empire. "We have enough," Anya whispered, her face pale but resolute, her eyes burning with a fierce, quiet fire as they stood before a secure comm station, its console glowing faintly in the dim light. "But how do we get this out? Xylos has locked down all long-range communications. He knows we're close to discovering him. He's closing the net." Kale looked at the comm station, then at Anya, his gaze hardening. "We don't send a message, we send a messenger. And we make sure it's someone Xylos won't expect, someone he can't stop." Their plan was desperate, born of the same audacious, almost suicidal spirit that had driven Lyra Vespa. They would steal a small, fast Krill scout ship, loaded with the incriminating data, and make a suicidal run for the nearest consensus outpost. But Xylos was cunning. He had anticipated their move. As Kale and Anya approached the hangar bay, alarms blared, their shrill wail echoing through the vast, metallic space. Krill guards, their iridescent skin shimmering menacingly, their energy weapons humming with lethal intent, converged on their position. "Commander Kale, Lieutenant Anya, you are under arrest for treason against the Krill Collective." Xylos's voice boomed over the intercom, laced with a cold, triumphant malice. "Treason?" Kale roared, drawing his plasma pistol, its energy cell flaring with a dangerous light. "You're the traitor, Xylos. You're sacrificing the galaxy for your own twisted ambition. You're a monster." A fierce firefight erupted, a chaotic ballet of light and shadow. Kale fought with the desperate fury of a cornered animal, his movements fluid, precise, a blur of motion. Anya, surprisingly agile and deadly, darted between cover, providing precise covering fire with a stolen energy rifle, her shots finding their mark with chilling accuracy. They were outnumbered, outgunned, but fueled by the burning memory of Lyra's sacrifice and the bitter, searing taste of betrayal. They reached the scout ship, its sleek hull glinting under the harsh, flashing emergency lights. "Get in," Kale shouted, pushing Anya inside, his hand bleeding from a glancing energy blast. He laid down a final, desperate burst of suppressing fire, then dove into the cockpit, slamming the hatch shut with a clang that echoed like a death knell. "Launch," Anya screamed, her hands flying across the controls, her face a mask of grim determination. The scout ship roared to life, its engines burning bright, a defiant beacon in the darkness, as it shot out of the hangar bay, leaving a trail of shattered krill fighters and desperate cries in its wake. But Xylos was waiting. His flagship, the Silent Blade, a massive, needle-thin vessel designed for ultimate stealth and precision, emerged from the shadows of a colossal ice moon, its hull absorbing the faint starlight. The solar lance, fully charged, glowed ominously at its bow, a miniature sun of pure, destructive power. "Foolish humans," Xylos's voice crackled over the comms, laced with a chilling, predatory satisfaction. "You cannot escape. The solar lance will ensure your silence and the galaxy's obedience. Your defiance is futile." "He's going to use the lance on us." Anya cried, her face a mask of terror, her eyes wide with horror as the immense weapon powered up. "At this range, it will vaporize us. There will be nothing left." Kale gripped the controls, his knuckles white, his jaw clenched. He knew this was it, but he also knew Lyra, he knew humanity. They didn't give up, not ever. "Anya," Kale said, his voice calm despite the frantic pounding in his chest, a strange, almost serene acceptance in his tone. "That cloaked vessel, the one Xylos was secretly building. Where is it?" Anya's eyes darted to her sensor display, her fingers flying across the holographic interface. It's still in the asteroid field. He hasn't moved it yet. It's almost complete." "A monstrous shadow." "Perfect," Kale said, a grim, almost feral smile on his face. "Xylos wants to make a statement. He wants to show the galaxy what happens when you defy him. We'll give him a statement he won't forget. A final, blinding truth." He slammed the scout ship's thrusters to maximum, not towards the nearest consensus outpost, but directly towards the asteroid field, towards Xylos's hidden superweapon, a dark, silent leviathan lurking among the cosmic debris. "Commander, what are you doing?" Anya shrieked, her voice a desperate plea. "That's suicide, we'll be crushed." "No," Kale replied, his eyes fixed on the approaching, swirling chaos of the asteroid field. "It's a calculated risk. Xylos won't fire the solar lance at his own secret project. Not yet, he needs it, he craves it, and we're going to make him choose, his ambition or our lives." The Silent Blade pursued them relentlessly, a silent, deadly hunter. The solar lance glowed brighter, its power building, a miniature sun ready to unleash its fury. Xylos, enraged by their defiance, by their audacity, was moments from firing. "He's locking on," Anya cried, her voice strained. "He's going to fire, we have seconds." "Now," Kale roared. He executed a series of impossible, breathtaking maneuvers, weaving the small scout ship through the dense, chaotic asteroid field, using the celestial debris as volatile, unpredictable cover. He flew directly towards the massive, cloaked vessel, a shadowy behemoth that was Xylos's true prize, his ultimate tool of galactic subjugation. Xylos hesitated. The solar lance was charged, ready to fire, a blinding, destructive force. But Kale was using his own superweapon as a shield. To fire the lance would destroy his years of secret work, his ultimate tool of galactic domination, his very legacy. "He's holding fire," Anya gasped, her eyes wide with disbelief, a flicker of desperate hope igniting within them. "He's not firing, he's hesitating." "He's too greedy," Kale snarled, a bit of triumph in his voice. "He wants his toy more than he wants us dead. His ambition is his weakness." But Xylos was not without options. Krill fighters swarmed them, a desperate, last-ditch attempt to stop them before they reached the cloaked vessel, their energy weapons lashing out like angry wasps. Kale fought them off, his piloting skills honed by years of combat alongside Lyra, his movements a blur of precision and instinct. "We're almost there," Anya shouted, her voice hoarse with exertion. "Impact in 10 seconds. Brace for impact." "Hold on," Kale yelled, his voice raw with a final, desperate command. He slammed the scout ship into the cloaked vessel's hull, not to destroy it, but to embed their small craft within its outer plating, a parasitic, deadly embrace. The impact shook them violently, rattling their bones, but the scout ship, against all odds, held. "What now, Commander?" Anya asked, dazed, her head lolling against the headrest. "Now," Kale said, his voice grim, resolute, "we send Xylos a message he can't ignore. A final, undeniable truth. Anya, arm every explosive charge we have. Overload the engines. Set a timer for 60 seconds. Make it count." Anya's eyes widened, understanding dawning, then hardening with a fierce, quiet resolve. "You're going to blow up his superweapon. With us inside, we'll be gone." "It's the only way," Kale replied, his gaze fixed on the rapidly counting down timer, his face illuminated by its cold, digital glow. "The data is already transmitted. The Council knows. This is Lyra's vengeance. This is for all of us, for the galaxy." He knew the risk, he knew the cost, but he also knew that some sacrifices were necessary, some debts had to be paid, and some betrayals could not go unpunished. 50 seconds, Anya whispered, her fingers flying across the console, arming the charges, her movements precise even in the face of oblivion. She looked at Kale, a faint, sad smile on her lips, tears welling in her eyes. "It's been an honor, Commander, the greatest honor." "You too, Anya," Kale replied, his eyes filled with a fierce, quiet pride, a silent farewell. On the silent blade, Xylos watched in horror as the human scout ship burrowed into his prize, a parasitic, deadly embrace. He knew what they were doing. He knew what they intended. His ultimate weapon, his key to galactic conquest, his very legacy, was about to be destroyed. "Fire the lance!" Xylos shrieked, his composure shattered, his voice a raw, guttural scream of pure, unadulterated rage. "Destroy them. Destroy it all, now." But it was too late. 10 seconds, Anya cried, her voice a final, desperate countdown. Kale closed his eyes, a single image burning in his mind. Lyra's defiant, beautiful smile as the stardust serpent fled into a sun. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. With a blinding, silent flash, the cloaked vessel detonated. Not in a physical explosion, but in a cataclysmic implosion of raw, uncontrolled energy, a cosmic wound that tore at the fabric of reality. The solar lance, caught in the blast, overloaded, its immense power tearing apart the very essence of space around it, creating a chaotic maelstrom of light and darkness, a monument to Xylos's greed and the human's defiant, unyielding spirit. The Krill system, once a place of stark beauty, was consumed by a cosmic inferno, a testament to the ultimate price of ambition. The silent blade, caught in the periphery of the blast, was crippled, its systems failing, its hull cracking under the immense, uncontrolled energy. Xylos watched in despair as his empire, built on lies and betrayal, crumbled around him, consumed by the very power he had sought to wield. And somewhere in the heart of the maelstrom, Kale and Anya, two small humans, had made their final, ultimate sacrifice, their light extinguished but their legacy burning brighter than any star. The aftermath was a galaxy in profound shock. The Krill system was a shattered ruin, a testament to the catastrophic power of the solar lance unleashed without control. Xylos, captured and exposed, a broken, defeated figure, faced the full, unwavering wrath of the Galactic Council, his betrayal a festering, unhealable wound in the heart of the consensus. But the Umbra Weavers, deprived of their unwitting accomplice and their supply of incapacitated worlds, were now vulnerable. The data Kale and Anya had transmitted, combined with the chaotic energy signature of the solar lance's uncontrolled detonation, provided the consensus scientists with the final, crucial piece of the puzzle. The Umbra Weavers could be fought, they could be defeated, their darkness could be pierced. It took years, years of relentless, grueling warfare, years of sacrifice, of innovation, of pushing the boundaries of what was thought possible. But the galaxy, united by a common enemy and a shared understanding of betrayal, finally pushed back the darkness. The Umbra Weavers were eventually driven back into the cosmic abyss from which they came, leaving behind a scarred but resilient galaxy, forever changed, forever vigilant. Prime Elder Thuron, his crystalline form now radiating a somber but determined light, stood before the reconstructed Galactic Council, his voice echoing with profound gratitude. We owe our survival to the courage of Captain Lyra Vespa, Commander Kale, and Lieutenant Anya. Their sacrifices, their unwavering loyalty, and their refusal to yield in the face of overwhelming odds, they saved us all. Their names will be etched in the very stars. A colossal memorial was erected in the heart of the Centauri Nexus, a towering spire of pure, shimmering light, reaching towards the heavens, dedicated to the fallen, particularly to the humans who had shown the galaxy how to fight a nightmare. Kale and Anya's names were etched beside Lyra's, a testament to their ultimate sacrifice, their names shining like new constellations in the cosmic night. The galaxy never forgot the Umbra Weavers, nor did it forget the chilling sting of Krill betrayal, but it also never forgot the fierce, defiant, blinding light of humanity. Commander Kale's final transmission, recovered from the scout ship's black box, a raw, emotional testament to courage and love, echoed through the memorial chamber, his voice filled with a quiet, burning pride. For the galaxy, for humanity, and for Lyra, we don't give up, not ever. We are the light against the void. The words hung in the air, a bittersweet reminder of the cost of victory, the enduring pain of loss, and the unyielding strength of those who chose to stand against the darkness, even when it meant becoming a part of the light themselves. The galaxy was safe, but Lyra, Kale, and Anya were gone. Their sacrifice had forged a new path for humanity, one of respect and awe among the stars, a legacy of defiance and light, but it had come at a price that would forever echo through the vast, silent void they had fought so valiantly to protect. The stars themselves seemed to weep for them, and then, in their memory, burned brighter than ever before.